morning, guys. I am very sorry about all the confusion on the Google form yesterday. I have to learn how to make these. Nobody's here to instruct me. I don't even have colleagues to ask. So I do apologize for not having this correct. I know I had a lot of emails from you with concerns that you turned in the first one and then the second one wouldn't give you your scores. Don't worry about it. If you did it, you're gonna get you're gonna get your best grade. Okay. This was for you to take a look at and to try to think in different terms and perspectives, because these words that I had listed on here are really the fundamental difference between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War. So let's take a look at this together. We'll review these and what you should have as your answers and why they should be the way they are. So today we're just going to kind of review the worksheet that I had you do yesterday. Okay. First of all, define capitalism. We talked enough about capitalism to know that capitalism is not state ownership or economic equality, that capitalism is not a classless society. In fact, it is opposite. So clicking all that apply here should be private property, freedom of competition, laissez-faire government. Sometimes, okay? Again, we have to understand here that we are not a pure capitalist system. So when we're thinking in terms of the United States, we're not completely laissez-faire. However, we have a lot more freedom than a lot of other governments when it comes to owning private business. And government does tend to be more hands-off than they are hands-on, even though they do make a lot of regulations. We are certainly not a communist country. Also, the big thing here is that with capitalism, the result is that you have various economic classes, meaning you're going to have lots of rich people, lots of poor people, and lots of people in between. Now, we've talked enough about Karl Marx to know that the Soviet Union does not like capitalism. Okay, we've talked about Marx, we've talked about the Russian Revolution, and that they went to a system based on Marx's ideas. So we have an idea of what this stuff really is already. So that's why I was hoping that probably most of you did pretty well on this, if it wasn't for Google Forms dictating what you can and cannot click. Okay, so based on what you know about communism and the Soviet Union, how would the Soviets view capitalism? Click all that, apply. They think it's fair because it provides equality. Well, we already know from our first answer that that is certainly not the case. It is not equal, okay? Not equal at all. We know that even in our country, where we are basically capitalist, that we are certainly not equal in all things. Again, equal under the law and equal under things is not the same thing. They think it's unfair because it creates unequal wealth. Absolutely, that would be their perspective of it. Capitalism is bad because it only rewards those that are already rich. That's how Karl Marx saw it, right? He saw that the people who owned all the factories and things were taking advantage of the poor and keeping them poor and keeping them oppressed. Therefore, they would never have the opportunity to become wealthy. So from a Soviet perspective, that is the perspective of capitalism, that only the rich get richer and the poor can never overcome that, okay? Which is not the view we hold in the United States, but it is the view that they have, okay? Capitalism provides opportunity to anyone who is willing to work hard. That's our perspective, not the Soviet perspective. Again, this is sort of the opposite of the one that we clicked above. Capitalism rewards those that work hard and gives incentives to produce. That's, again, our perspective, not the Soviet perspective. Capitalism creates classes which are bad because everyone should be the same. That one is their perspective, okay? They don't like classes. They want everyone to be the same. And they think, therefore, capitalism is a bad deal, okay? Define socialism. Government ownership of property and industry. That is correct. Economic equality. Yes, that is the goal. Private property, private ownership of industry. Absolutely not. Everything is state-owned. Freedom of competition, absolutely not. That's capitalism. Classless society, yes. Survival of the fittest, that would be capitalism, okay? Those who make it, those who don't will die out, okay? Or not die out necessarily, but not become wealthy. Provided resources for everyone equally, and you have to do that, and that's the goal of the government to do that, okay? What is the view or perspective of socialism by America? In other words, how do we feel about it? Well, at least how we used to feel about it, because certainly a lot of people in America are socialists, as we have seen with Bernie Sanders, who is a Democrat socialist. Okay, however, he's out of the race, and I think for the most part, most Americans still are not on board with all of these ideas. We like our capitalism, okay? So what is the view or perspective of socialism by Americans? In other words, how do we feel about it? We think it's fair because we want all of our citizens to be equal. No, that's not us. We've always valued money. We've always valued the ability to work hard and to have that pay off by a monetary reward. Equality under the law is not equality of material wealth. That has to be earned by your effort. Okay, that is certainly a difference in ideology or opinion between the United States and the Soviet Union. Okay, we do believe in equality, just not equality of things, not equality of material wealth. Okay, now equal under the law is not the same thing, okay? We do believe in that everyone is created equal, and you'll read that in the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. We talk about equality, okay? And that's not the same thing. We're talking about equality under the law, not equality of material wealth. Socialism takes away fundamental freedoms because it gives power and control your life, including what you earn. Yes, that's how we feel about it, okay? Anytime you give the government power for something, your freedom goes away, okay? Socialism gives government power to make decisions for you. What you earn, what kind of job you have, okay? These kinds of things take away your ability to create material wealth, to create opportunity. Socialism is a provider. It doesn't give you the opportunity to do things on your own, okay? Because it is a government-controlled thing, and it has to be in order to make everyone equal, okay? Socialism provides things for people that would never make it in capitalism because capitalism only rewards the privileged, okay? That's certainly how the Soviets would feel about it, okay? Not how we feel about it. Socialism takes away incentives for the people to work hard. That is how we feel about it, okay? Socialism, if everything is provided for you and no matter how hard you work, you're never going to make any more money, well, that's, what incentive do you have to work hard? Okay, what incentive do you have to go to work every day and put in the hours and put in the time if your paycheck is going to be the same every week and the government is going to make that determination for you? Okay. All right, define democracy. Government by the people through voting, certainly. Okay. People in control of government, not the government in control of the people. That is democracy to us, okay? Freedom, whoops, there we go. Freedom, yes. Government by one or few, no, that would be a dictatorship. Total control over aspects of your life, no, that's dictatorship or socialism. No freedom of press or speech. Go, honey. Okay. How do Soviets view or think about democracy? They think about democracy as important because it provides people with rights and freedom. No, again, Soviets don't believe in democracy. It's incompatible with making everyone the same. You can't have freedom, you can't have democracy, you can't have choices. They think democracy is good because it ensures government does not abuse their power. Certainly not. Okay, they think democracy is impossible because if people are in control, then they will vote in the interest of themselves and not in the interest of greater good. There you go, okay? It is impossible to make everyone equal if they have a say, certainly. Okay, if the people have democracy, things will not get done fast enough for people to benefit. We talked about the bureaucracy of government and how long it takes to create something. When you have a dictatorship, things go a lot faster. It's not always a good thing, and our founding fathers certainly created deadlock and the system to take as long as it did on purpose, because not always laws that are created fast are good laws, okay? Think about Stalin's 5-year plan. Think about Adolf Hitler and his Enabling Act. All of that occurred very quickly, but not a good quick, okay? What is totalitarianism? Government by the people? Certainly not. Social contract with the people in charge of their government? No. Okay. Government by one or a few? Guaranteed rights for the people? No. Okay. But down here, control of all aspects of your life, including disagreement that you have of the government. And every dictatorship or totalitarian will have a police to make sure that you are doing the things that you need to do. Dictatorship is also pretty much the same thing. Okay, I don't know why those other things got stuck on there, but that's it. Okay, what is freedom? Having the choice to decide what you want in life. I think we probably got that. Being able to choose your job. Sure, that's freedom. Having the ability to say and write your own ideas and freedom. Of course, we have that written into our Declaration of our Constitution, freedom of speech, freedom of press.